1 out of every 6 men will be diagnosed with this sometime in their life. And I thought it's better to hear from our guest than from myself. We've brought on 2 superstars, Hall of Famers, Deacon Jones, one of the greatest defensive linemen ever from the LA Rams, and one of the meanest dudes that used to beat up my Miami Dolphins, Mike Haynes. Both of them are here to challenge us men to do what's right. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, man. How you doing, Conn?
Well, gentlemen, we want to congratulate you on being recognized as our Stars of the Week, making a difference. But why was it so important for you to be part of this prostate campaign?
Well, primarily because so few men know about this disease, and it's a little scary. As you know, hopefully, that 1 in 6 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. And more than half those men will be African American, and more than half the men that die from the disease will be African American. But 240,000 men will be diagnosed with this disease this year. And so we want to try and help as many men as we can find out early, because prostate cancer, if caught early, is treatable.
All right, Deacon, we're all ears. What is the call to action?
Well, you know, the call to action is to alert men that there is a lot of things out there that can help them. I mean, our whole delivery here is to make sure that they know that there's treatment, there's detection, and we want to get that word out to as many men as we possibly can. There's no need of hiding under the covers, and there's no need of running from this disease. It's out there. And there's nothing you can do about it except challenge it. Look it right in the face and let's get it done. And that's what we want to do. We want to pick you up. We want to pick you up, and we want to make sure that you understand that there is a cure out there. And I don't want you to think that I better not use that term cure, because if you go through the challenge of this thing and you catch it in time, you got a good chance of curing it. I did 18 years ago. And I haven't had a touch of it since. Mike has had the operation. And, well, I don't know if you call that robotic thing an operation. Is that what you call it?
Well, we both had radical prostatectomies, but with innovation, doctors are now able to do it using robotic instruments. And so it's robot assisted. Maybe that helps a little bit. It's not a robot by itself. It's robot assisted surgery.
Mike, it's well documented that you had your fight with prostate cancer, but what led to your diagnosis?
Well, I was very lucky. I was at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which I attend every year. It's one of the greatest times in football when you see the new ensignees. Well, the NFL and the American Urological Association Foundation chose to launch their new program of free screening for retired players at the Hall of Fame. And so, like a lot of guys, I was there, might as well take advantage of the time. But I was working for the National Football League at the time, and they asked me to go down to where the guys were doing the screening to do a public service announcement. Well, while I was there, these ladies I now call angels convinced me that I should have the blood test. It's a simple blood test. And that might encourage other Hall of Famers to do the same. So I did, and everyone who was getting the blood test was later talked to by the doctor, and that's the first time. He asked me what was my baseline PSA. Up until that point, I had never heard of PSA before. Then when he gave me these statistics that 1 in 6 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and half those guys would be African American, I was a little bit alarmed. And then to put it in the right frame of mind, he said 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. I said, well, why don't I know this? It sounds like an epidemic. Why don't more men know about it? Well, as you know, being a man, men don't talk about different things they're going through. They hold it inside. And when I realized what was going on, when Sandra Vassos, the head of the AUA Foundation, asked me if I considered being the spokesperson for it, I said absolutely. And so I've been really fortunate to get the help of other Hall of Famers and other current and former players, NFL owners, the NFL, and everybody involved in trying to help us get the word out. And we're starting to grow in numbers. We got now over 500 hospitals around the country that are helping us with our campaign and there's stuff going on all over the country in the month of September. So we just want to raise the awareness and hopefully encourage people to get out and talk to the right people in their community about prostate cancer.
Mike, you're certainly an inspiration. You as well, Deacon. And in closing, both of you have had tremendous success on and off the field. And given that success, what advice would you give to the rest of us living out our dreams?
Come on, tough guy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, you keep your nose to the grinding stone, and you live those dreams day by day, hour by hour. I mean, these dreams are personal to you. You got to find your own avenue of dealing with this. I mean, it's just like asking me if you could be a baseball player or not. I have no idea. I mean, you have to make that challenge and that choice yourself. And that's the same thing about prostate cancer. You understand? I can only tell you how I feel. Mike can only tell you how he feels about this. And then it's got to be you who pick up the banner and go forward with it, man, and get some, and make sure you get your test. And I hope and trust that you have enough belief in what we're saying that you would take us up on that and go out there and get that examination, man, and tell somebody else, and tell somebody else too.
And Mike, any last words?
Last words are, if you have any questions, you can probably find the answer on our website, knowyourstats.org. You can find out about what's going on in your community, what we're doing, and it's a great resource for information related to prostate cancer.
You guys are certainly great, and I salute you for a Hall of Fame interview.
Thank you, babe. Thank you very much.
Whew, my heart is still beating because I don't want to upset those guys. So gentlemen, we know what we need to do. Let's get tested. We'll be right back with more Get Connected.